we've discovered in the last 24 hours that we truly indeed are crazy. And we're glad that all of you are joining us in our craziness. We have a story that some of you have heard this part of before. We all have stories in our lives, stories of how God is present and moving and active in our lives. We have a story that we've shared with some before. Some of you have heard it. It's a story that Lynn, particularly, not just Lynn, but Lynn has had a desire on her heart for some time now to share since we've been here in the last year and a half. And we thought the opportunity was lost until last night Lynn said, what if we, instead of our normal Wednesday night time with God that we have, why don't we share our story and let people come and be here? So, I think everyone can, yes. So we scrambled around in the last 24 hours and had things put together. And we have part of our story that goes back to sort of the beginning of discerning call into seminary and through that process and up until now. The second half of this story that includes being here and includes Lynn's diagnosis and her health over the last year and a half, we're not going to share that story with you tonight. This is a different part of the story. You already know that story. So we have some music to share. We have some stories to share. And we invite you just to join us for this time. To laugh, to cry, to shout, to dance, whatever you feel led in your heart by the Spirit to do. We invite you to do that with us. We are not professionals, so we have this written down and we'll be reading much of what we wrote. So hopefully we can keep it together through most of it. And we invite you to join us. So I'm going to sit down and stop talking. We're going to stand up. This is unrehearsed, so we will see how it goes.
We stand before you today as your brothers and sisters in Christ, and we humbly share our story with you, hoping and praying that sharing Jesus' presence in our lives will open each of you up to new experiences and understandings of Jesus' loving presence in each of your lives.
We're going to start with a song. You all have an insert, or if not, hopefully someone near you. Having seen Jesus, my Lord. How about when we sing and stand so that you're not sitting on the hard seats for the whole time. So the goal is to sing from your heart and sing loud enough you can't hear. If you can't hear the guitar and the piano, it is unrehearsed and prepared for this. So we will do our best. We'll start with the verse or the chorus. So we'll start with the chorus and then sing each verse with the chorus in between.
Have you seen Jesus, my Lord?
in July of 2009, our lives were turned upside down.
We left our home, our first home, that we had just built, and we lived in it for only 4 years.
We left behind our pastor and our church family at Trinity Lutheran Church in Marysville, where Sam and I also went to school. And we left our friends and we moved to seminary where Jack began his studies.
Today, we want to share some of our journey with you.
The year before we actually moved to seminary, we put our house on the market in what ended up being our first attempt at seminary. We struggled with this decision. It seemed impossible. There were way too many things that needed to happen.
We had to sell our house right at the time when the housing market, if you remember back, right at the time the housing market had totally crashed. Lynn had to find a full-time job to support our family. We needed financial aid to help pay for my schooling, and I needed to receive a positive entrance decision from the candidacy committee. Seems like an awful lot to ask for. No way, we thought.
But God kept telling us to go. Trust, trust, trust. Just go, go, try, try, try. So we did.
Then I had my entrance interview. Just a formality, I thought. And then the words. We recommend postponement for 1 year. We want you to work on 3 things. We want you to work on your residual grief issues from your father's death, your personal identity issues, and your finances. You can come back and talk to us again in a year, I told him. I was shocked, like a deer caught in the headlights. And I was mad. I was really pissed off, actually. Of all the things they wanted me to work on, really, those were the things they wanted me to work on? I felt betrayed and hopeless.
What are you doing, God?